questions coming from AJ McCord with Coin.
Hey, Coach, I'm certain you are as sick of getting asked about it as you are seeing it happen. What are some of the things you and the staff are doing specifically to address those defensive woes and take the steps that you need to make it to where you guys think you can be, which is a top 15 defense in the league?
Well, we do we do what coaches do. We watch video. We walk through things on the court. We go through drills on off days when we have practices. I mean, that's what we do. So I thought we had a good defensive first half. Obviously, the third quarter was poor offense and poor defense. So it kind of went hand in hand to a bad quarter.
Aaron Fentress, the Oregonian.
Coach, Lillard hit a three in the third quarter to make it 68-68. From that point on, everything went downhill. Aside from
hey, can you hang on a second? Is there any way I can turn this up? What is that? What is that little remote down there? Is that not better? I don't know. Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay, Lillard hit a three to make it 68-68 in the third quarter, about 7 minutes to go, and went downhill from there. What happened with you guys?
We had some empty possessions. Two plays that stood out was we from a defensive standpoint, we gave up a transition layup that we shouldn't have given up. We gave up an offensive rebound. Those two momentum plays took the lead from 4 to 8. Obviously, there are going to be some swings in the game, but I thought those two plays in particular kind of separated, and we never really got back into it after that.
Why do you think the offense couldn't respond? Because usually you guys can get some offense going to mitigate things like that.
It's hard to say. They are a good defensive team, but I'd have to watch the video to see. I really can't answer that right now.
Thanks.
Jason Quick, The Athletic.
Hey, Coach, I don't want to put it all on these two players, but do you have any reservations about playing Melo and Cantor together from a defensive standpoint?
It hasn't been good for long stretches, but with Nurk coming back in the rotation, that's kind of the way it works. And we've had over the long haul, defensively, it has not been good. So that is a concern, and we have to work through it.
What does work through it mean? What does that entail?
We got to get better because those two guys are going to play off the bench. This is the way it is. That's Nurk is going to start. Ennis is our backup center. Melo is our backup four-man. So they will play. So we have to be better with those two on the floor.
Dwight James, NBC Sports Northwest.
I will say this, Jason. One thing I will say with that is with those two on the floor, it's got to be a net positive. And what Ennis can bring to the offensive end, what Melo can bring to the offensive end, my biggest concern is that it's a net positive. If we lose a little on defense, we got to make up for it on offense.
Terry, speaking of the offense, I was curious what you thought. Your two guards, each CJ and Dame, had 21 shots apiece, and a lot of other players who shoot the ball pretty well for you didn't get very many shots. Would you like to see the shot attempts spread around a little more than they are? I mean, you got Powell who's shooting very well. You have Little who's shooting very well, who don't get half as many shots.
I think it's important that we take the shots that are there. Dame and CJ Dame's a 30-point scorer. CJ's a 25-point scorer. I think Dame went 2 for 14 last game, something like that. So we rely on Dame and CJ to take shots. That's part of their job. So other guys are going to get shots that are there, but it's Dame and CJ's responsibility to take shots that are there. Tonight they took Dame's averaging 20 shots a game, I believe. I don't know what CJ's averaging, but Dame is he gets 20 shots a game. That's what he does.
It does seem like you guys play better when the ball moves around a little more and other guys score more. Is that fair to say?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, when Dame scores well, we play well. When CJ scores well, we play well. When other guys make shots, we play well. So I don't know if there's necessarily a common thread. As far as the offense goes, I know you guys are tired of hearing this, but we've had success with our offense. You may not like the way that it looks at times, but it's who we are offensively, and it's worked well for us this season so far.
Christos Salta, Sport DNA.
Hello, Coach. Hope you are doing well. What was the main lesson of last couple of games against the Clippers and Jazz, and what will gonna be the main improvement on your defensive end?
Well, the lesson right now is we played two of the top three teams in the West, and we didn't play well. So we're not where we need to be if we want to compete with them and throw Phoenix in there. So there's obviously a gap where we need to close the gap between now and the playoffs. And that's going to be a challenge, but that's part of what we have to do.
Last question is coming from Jason Quick, The Athletic.
Coach, I asked this as a question, not as a critique. I'm trying to get an understanding. Obviously, one of your guys' downfalls is your defense, and one of your better defenders is Derek Jones Jr., and yet he's kind of had his minutes phased out. And I realized that, not phased out, but lowered. And I realize Norman is very good and all that, but where do you see Derek in his role going from here? And I realize you have time to figure that out, but it's just kind of ironic that you guys have defensive problems and one of your best defenders is getting 11, 15 minutes a game.
Well, I'll say this. We were 29th. We were 29th in defense when Derek was starting, and we're 29th in defense now. So obviously with Norman coming in, the 3-guard lineup has been productive for us. We got to work through the rotation as far as how we manage the minutes going from there. But Norman at 3 with Dame and CJ has been a positive for us, and we'll continue with that. How that filters out for the other players is still a work in progress.
Thank you.